the worst form of addiction in the world is gambling addiction. There's something called responsible gaming, and that's you knowing when to gamble, setting a budget, also taking out time, right, to engage or indulge in gaming activities. Somebody told me about one particular game called Aviator. That game is so addictive. Like, if you know anybody playing that game, tell them, I am telling them to stop. It's highly addictive. Currently, we have 65 million people gambling in Nigeria daily. Yes. If you think about it, life is a gamble, but everybody just takes calculated risk. Someone reached out to us when we launched our space. He has lost 476 million to gambling, as opposed to drugs and alcohol. You can tell when someone is struggling by mere looking at them, the way they behave, their countenance and everything. You could tell some of them even are streaking of alcohol. But once someone is struggling with gambling, you can't tell. The only time you probably know that there's a problem is when they start borrowing money. And again, they can lie.
Brotherly and sisterly, we don't come again. No. Lahor Talk Podcast, your number one podcast everywhere, anywhere. Now, let me be very serious. Waiting you allow to enslave your mind, very soon, it will so imprison your body. Think about them. But I hope see the only thing they allow to enslave your mind. Now, all the conversations where they get for here for Lahor Talk. Yo, because I'm sure you're wondering why they speak like this. No mind me. Now, because every time we sit down for here, they bring you education, information, entertainment, everything that happen here for Lahor Talk. My name is Navik Riches, and serving you richness. No, believe me, baby, self. Don't sit down, baby.
I don't understand how you want make I respond to this.
I just speak normal. Like speak normal. No, speak normal.
Yeah. Okay, now my name is baby Sasa. Yes, so I'm looking sharp.
Thank you. As always, my representatives they do.
I understand. Yes, so welcome to another edition of Lahor Talk Podcast. And the conversation where we want to get today, it meets for the intersection of thrill and risk. You guessed right, gambling. Yeah. Some people see them as game of chance. Other people see them as a dangerous habit where they get serious and heavy consequences. But today we want to unpack the highs, the lows, and every highlight where they on top gambling.
That's what it be.
Why people they gamble? Is it from addiction? Is it, a bad thing to gamble? I know say you want also ask that kind of question. And we go there here to do that. And of course, to do justice on this conversation, now the founding and the pioneer, the visionary, where they behind Gamble Pause Initiative Africa. Now them they lead the fight against reckless and irresponsible gambling for Africa and for Niger. Ladies and gentlemen,
that's
please help us welcome Ladipo Abioshe.
Hey.
How you doing now?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
It's good to hear you, and of course to also get this kind of conversation. But because of this conversation and how conspicuous way it be, you guys break them down in a language where people go understand. Because when we talk about gambling in Nigeria, I get person where we say he don't go through gambling and he don't lose almost everything when he gets. The reason why you start this initiative, now from personal experience, or you see somebody where or how you even, like who they fight people where they gamble, like how you take see them?
So for me as a person, the reason why I started gambling initiative was because I struggled with gambling. Right, I actually lived the experience for 9 years, right, and it was a struggle for me. I started Gamble Pause Initiative Africa because of the experiences I had, and has been on and off over 9 years. So it's not like I struggled at a stretch, right? I struggled, I stopped. At some point, I thought I healed, I relapsed. It was a journey.
You pick up me again.
So I just kept going back and forth, right? And the major problem was because I wasn't aware that I was struggling with something, right? And also the people around me at the time. So that was my experience, and I just decided to start up this initiative to see how we could help people, right? Because we are now gradually getting into the process and the space where we have children gambling. So it's becoming like a major problem in the society, right? Again, it's a lot because the operators are making so much money, right? That means that when you're making so much money off your product or your service or whatever you're doing, the right thing to do is channel more money into advertisement. And that's why some operators, that's betting companies, spend about ₦1 billion on social media ads across Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Why? The reason is because they need more customers to gamble, right? So I just spoke to my friends. I spoke to a couple of people around me. I told them about this initiative, right? A lot of them asked me questions. It's the same way you're asking me this question now about why Gamble Pause? Why did I just start that? Why did I just think of starting Gamble Pause? Why? So I had to tell them that I struggled, but a lot of people didn't believe because, again, I'm well respected amongst my friends.
So right? you never lose your steeze and composure when you gamble. You know, what did you sell when you were gambling? Give us give us some things where happened to you.
So for me personally, it took a lot from me. It was not, again, as I said, it didn't just jump on me. Gambling addiction will not just jump on you, right? It's something that grows on you. It's like a child that grows in you, right? It's like a demon that grows in you, right? You start gambling, it becomes something that you do just based off the excitement and the thrill that it comes with. Then all of a sudden it becomes something else, right? You start anticipating when to gamble, right? You start looking forward to gamble.
Even when nothing exists.
Nothing is existing. Like you probably might be at work and you're just, because you're busy, you can't wait to go back home to just go back on your app and also like just play something. And now the scary part of gambling now is that there are no restrictions, right? I remember when I started gambling in university, I remember the first ticket I placed was a football match. And at the time I had to go to Ujuelegba to place the bets. Now this is the process. I left my hostel, went to Ujuelegba, paid. They gave me a ticket. I took the ticket back home, right? And the interesting thing was I won. Then at the point where I won, I went back there. They gave me cash. On my way back, I saw something I liked. I bought it. So I just want to run you through this process. I had to go there to stake. Went back home. I won. Went back there. They gave me cash. I bought something on my way back. So if you could look through this process, there was a certain level of restriction because the hub at Ojuelegba closes at some time, at a particular time, right? And at the time, we didn't have like the betting apps on our phones. But now we have applications everywhere. We have payment gateways where you can run seamless transactions in 1 minute. You're transferring millions from your account to your bank account to the betting account. Do you understand? So this sort of model would just make things a bit creepy, right? And get a lot of people addicted. So these are the sort of things that I encountered on my journey, right, while I was gambling. And part of the issues I was having at the time was lack of restriction. Again, that was a personal thing because at the end of the day, we all make informed choices, right? But those are the things that affected me, and it became a major problem for me. I started even with the normal football games, right? Because the normal football games will run for 90 minutes. And I now grew to the point where I couldn't even wait anymore. Right, I was thinking that 90 minutes is a long time now. Then somebody told me about one particular game called Aviator. That game is so addictive. Like if you know anybody playing that game, tell them, I am telling them to stop.
Why?
Because it is highly addictive. It is highly addictive. Right? Again, we are promoting responsible gaming, right? Because of the experiences I have had. I understand that, yes, I can't ban gambling. Gamble Pause can't ban gambling.
Is it a bad thing to gamble?
So the essence of gambling, sports betting, in the first place was solely for entertainment, right? But the problem now is based off the economy of the country.
Right.
A lot of people now think that, oh, that's the way out of poverty.
Yeah.
Right. It is, and also advertisement as well. You go on the TV, you see you see the skit makers talking about using their promo codes. You see your ex football players promoting gambling, and everybody's talking about how they won 100 million, 150 million. You're excited about those sort of advertisement, and you're like, okay, let me go and try. So that's where you thinking that you can make money from it that's where the problem is. So it's solely for entertainment and not a profit-making mechanism.
Even they talk about betting or gambling responsibly, but unfortunately, we live in a world where if you give me 10,000 today, tomorrow I define 20,000. If you give me 20, next tomorrow I define 500,000. Greed comes to play. So, is there such a thing as betting responsibly? In your truest self, you believe, say, you get people where they bet responsibly, where greed no go come to play.
Again, that's why we are promoting responsible gambling as Gamble Post, because we believe that there's something called responsible gambling, right? And the more we speak about it, the more aware a lot of people would be that, okay, there's something called responsible gambling. And also while we are promoting or while we are creating awareness, we are also trying to let people understand the signs of gambling addiction. So when you are aware of responsible gambling, then you understand the signs of gambling addiction, then you can now marry both together. So when you're struggling, you know that, oh, I'm experiencing something. When you're struggling, you know that, oh, it's like I've stopped gambling responsibly. Do you get? Because there are people that gamble responsibly. I have cousins that gamble responsibly. You don't gamble more than 10 naira. You don't gamble more than 100 naira. And they've been on that trajectory for like, for years now. Do you get? So there's something called responsible gaming. But the truth is, we were speaking about the virtual games now.
Yeah.
They're highly addictive. Now, nobody's talking about it. Everybody's mute about it. But go on the internet and you try to see people that have committed suicide, right? A lot of people that have been suicidal or have committed suicide was as a result of these games, the virtual games. Right, they are highly addictive, and trust me, it's not. I think I would rather, even if at all you want to gamble, you can even just play the sports bet where you can even see the football match.
Yeah.
You're supporting Chelsea, right? Why will you go and be placing a bet on a plane that is flying when you don't know when it's going to crash? Do you get? So, and the reason is because a lot of people want quick money, right? You could make 10 million on that game, or lose 10 million in 1 minute. Make 10 million in a minute and lose 10 million in a minute. So it's really addictive. So again, what we are trying to do is just create awareness and promote responsible gambling. Also let people understand the signs of gambling addiction, because there's something called responsible gaming. And that's you knowing when to gamble, setting a budget, right? And also taking out time, right, to engage or indulge in gaming activities, right? Yeah. So, and also having a financial budget
for gambling.
All this one way they talk like, but it sounds foreign, because whether I like it or not, we don't even enter the football season now. We don't they see picture where the husband the wife don't they hand over remote to the husband, say your season don't come, and we don't see people where don't cash out for this gambling. How would you gauge the numbers? So let's talk numbers now. How bad is the gambling addiction in Nigeria when it comes to the youths?
Okay, so currently, again, this is secondary data, because I've not seen any organization, RG organization that's been funded to carry out a proper research and also publish one. So a lot of us are still going to go back to the internet and just pick secondary data. I can tell you for a fact that it's way more than that. But currently we have 65 million people gambling in Nigeria daily.
Daily?
Yes.
65 million people.
It's a lot.
65 million Nigerians gambling daily. I was having a conversation with someone last year, November, and he was telling me that there was a sort of research they did in collaboration with a UK organization where they were able to establish that 2 out of 3 people have gambled before, at least once in their lifetime.
So when you say gamble, maybe you should even break it down. This gambling, because some people now can think, which one, what does it mean? Can you just break it down in layman's term, what gambling is? Because now they think about my life. I don't gamble before. I don't think I don't gamble. So please, let him define it first now, so you go check him.
So it's just you taking that risky stake on something that is not sure. But it's simple. It's as simple as that.
So crypto not gambling.
So again, for me, when someone called me and asked me that, it's forex gambling, it's crypto gambling, right? Life is a gamble. If one think about it, life is a gamble, but everybody just takes calculated risk. Do you understand? Life is a gamble. There's nothing we pursue in life that is, we all know what the end is going to be. Do you get? But when you are now placing higher stakes on something that you know that you are not, if you have no control on, right? Do you understand? You can't control the outcome. Again, we all start projects. We all build something. Yeah. Just like the way I started Gamble Post. I honestly didn't even know how to go about it. Right? It was a gamble. Again, do you understand? Because I don't know what regulation will come up and say, you know what, don't say this. But we just had to push the initiative, right? But again, we just have to ensure that we take calculated risk. We have a plan, right? And we move in the right direction.
Speaking of organization, again, you have the betting company, we don't confine and say, why una dey try kill our business?
Important sand for our Gary, waiting be your own.
So it's not like we are pouring sand in their business. All we are just trying to say is, this is the gaming industry. We have the regulators. The regulators are the state statutory organizations checkmating the operators, like checkmating the betting companies and also issuing them licenses, right? Also enforcing regulations and the rest. So those are the regulators. Then we have the betting companies. Those are the operators. The betting companies like Sportybet, Bet Niger, NairaBet, M-Sport, Bet King. Those are those are the operators. Now we have the players. The players are the major factor in this circle I just mentioned now. They're the most important people in this sector. And why did I say that? They are the most important people because without them there's no organization. The players are the people gambling. Do you get? These are the people that we need to look out for. So what we are just trying to tell them is that these guys are the ones building your industry. These guys are the ones making your brand bigger. These are the people you are making money from. So if you remove the players, what happens to be me and you gambling? There's no industry. So for me, I just laugh when at this point we spend this is 1 year and 2 months, and we keep writing letters to the betting companies telling them that we want to do this. A lot of them ignore. We send messages to them on LinkedIn.
We want to do like an awareness campaign.
We have some awareness campaigns that we want to do. Come around, let's collaborate on this. They are mute. You get? We send letters to them because recently we got an approval to have like a gambling awareness in University of Lagos. My bro, I'll tell you that it's so difficult getting approval to carry out these programs in top universities. But we went through series of interviews. They were interested in this and they gave us the approval to do it.
Do you think it's the gatekeepers that are trying to stop
because whether we like it or not, they are vested interests, political interest as well, political willpower. As you said, gatekeepers where they man post because now where then they see the dividends and the profits. For instance, NairaBet now. I think it's Akin Alabi, and he's a politician. So do you think people in power those politicians, those that have vested interest in this, because anybody that owns a betting company, no be small person. Now, big person will get deep pockets. Are they the ones, probably, causing like a stumbling block for this regulators and even people like you and your initiative from entering into the places where the conversations need to be heard?
Okay, so as I said, they are in the gaming industry. There's so many people in the gaming industry. They are stakeholders in the gaming industry, and again, I had no knowledge about the gaming industry before I started this initiative. So I really don't know what's going in. But when I started, I just felt a lot of gatekeeping. Right. I honestly don't know where it was coming from, but I just felt like a lot of people started questioning my intentions. For instance, let me tell you something. I went for a courtesy visit, December 5th. I will never forget. I went for a courtesy visit at AMB. AMB is Association of Nigerian Bookmakers in Nigeria. So they have it's an association. They have people. They have the operators. So they have the bookmakers basically. So it's like an association of bookmakers. And yes, I went for a courtesy visit there. At the time I met with the executive secretary. Her name is Zuma, amazing woman, very sweet woman, amazing. I met with her and the admin at the time. When I got there, we had a chat. The admin was there. I got there with my team. The admin was there. She was there, the executive secretary. I told her about what we were doing, what we wanted to do. And at the time, we were just starting. We've gone 6 months in, but it was a bit difficult. And the reason why I went there was to just let them know that I am new to the gaming industry. I have no idea of what's going on, right? But because you guys are stakeholders, I believe that you guys can hold my hands on this journey. Do you get?
What do you think will happen?
After speaking to Zuma was like, "Oh, I'm happy that you're starting this. This is really good. This is a very good initiative to even come up with. I wish you the best, and we'll try as much as possible to support you in whatever capacity we can." And after that, I had a conversation with the admin.
Story change.
She said,
the admin a woman?
Yeah, she's a lady. And she said, okay, so Gamble Pause. I've never heard of Gamble Pause before. Okay. We need to do more. We've not done a lot. We've not done a lot of things.
Who need to do more? You have be them.
Me, the Gamble Pause.
But you are just new in the industry.
So, I told her that I was just new in the industry. She said, if it's money I came to ask for, they don't have money. They don't give money here.
Now they asked for money before.
We did ask for money, right? And what I will tell you that I was really sad. I was sad because I was just starting. I'll tell you for a fact that if I was not strong-willed, I could have stopped Gamble Post there and there.
People are supposed to show you way.
So you are meant to even just tell me that, oh, okay, these are the things, or even speak nice words to me.
Encouraging.
And she went on comparing me with some other organization that started before me and how far the person has gone. And she also spoke about how I've not even gotten any international collaborations. And in my head, I'm wondering that I just started
you want just problem, but you need collaboration.
Do you understand? I just started few months ago. Do you know what I told her? Sorry to interject.
Yeah.
I told her something. I said, do you think we came here for money? You think we came here for funding? I can go 5 years without funding. Do you know why I'm doing this? I lived the experience. And she couldn't say anything. There was one fire that ignited in me that day. My brown light to you. Anytime I think about anything, she's the one I think of.
Did you revert to the other woman where you say she been sweet steak and you tell her
she was
experienced? Oh, she was there.
No, she was there now. No, she was. It was a meeting. Everybody was there. Do you get? And guess what? At the time, we didn't even know where we were going. Right? There was no direction. We didn't have fundings. Nothing. Right? I just used the words she said that day as my strength. right?
To keep pushing.
And I left. As I was leaving that space, we got our first grant. My leg was outside. One of my legs was outside. The other leg was inside their compound. When we released 5 million, we got a grant of 5 million, right? From Larry Baja. It was yeah. So it was the Director General he is the Director General of National Lottery Regulatory Commission at the time. So he gave us a grant, and for me it was just divine, because I was just stepping out and I got it. You get? So again, when I think about Gamble Pulse, I think about a lot of things going on in the industry. I laugh because you can't gatekeep a global initiative. We've not been getting enough support. But guess what? We got 4 international collaborations 6 months after that meeting. 4.
Because this is a problem. And when people see that the vision is great, they would support. But if we're going to hold both political leaders accountable, then I think it's high time we begin to call out skit makers who use these sporting on their platform, these sporting platforms on their comedy skits. I'm watching a comedy skit. 1 minute into it, I don't hear promo code. Da 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 da.
Use my promo code.
Do you understand? And they don't understand. I think my question is, do they understand the implication of what they are doing? Because I saw a conversation on Twitter by a media personality. She said, if we are blaming influencers who use promo code for betting company when they are doing their skits, why don't we call influencers who use alcohol brands for promotion when they are doing their skits? So if we have to call out betting company, let's also call alcohol brands, because these are too addictives. Do you understand? So it's feeling like we're just attacking betting and leaving the alcohol part.
Okay, so for me, I believe that
there's no difference.
There's a huge difference.
Okay.
So for me, right, again, I really don't have too much information about the alcohol industry, right? But the worst form of addiction in the world is gambling addiction. And the reason is because it is silent. It is invisible. You can't tell when someone is struggling with addiction. I have colleagues that struggle with gambling addiction. You can see a bank executive struggling with gambling addiction. Someone reached out to us when we launched our space, right? Our rehab. That was actually our first client. He has lost 476 million to gambling.
476 million naira
to gambling. But if you see him around, you see him with his friends, right? You can't tell that he's struggling. Because again, as opposed to drugs and alcohol, you can tell when someone is struggling by mere looking at them, the way they behave, their countenance and everything. You could tell some of them even are streaking of alcohol. But once someone is struggling with gambling, you can't tell. The only time you probably know that there's a problem is when they start borrowing money. And again, they can lie. Do you get? And you know the worst part to this thing? It ends with suicide. Because you drown so much that you become suicidal. So that's why it's scary, and I don't think it can be compared.
There was a young boy who, a trend at that time, he used his school fees to gamble. And he lost the money. And he couldn't bear the shame. Maybe asking his parents for the money back.
Again.
He can't commit suicide. During your time, did you get to that stretch of, I can't do this anymore. The debts don't choke me. And I need to hide myself in shame. Let me just kill myself.
Yeah, I was suicidal. Actually took a substance.
The
truth is that when I talk about my story, even people around me just be like, oh, maybe this guy is lying, because he just started gambling. He started an initiative around gambling, so he's about to push a narrative and just create narrative. But I'm not shy about my story, right? That's my story. People need to learn from it. I'm not shy of it. I'm not scared of it.
Tell us that story.
So it was a sad story. Like, it was a sad story. I went from borrowing so much money, right? I started skipping work. I borrowed so much. I was owing so much. And I can remember the first time I called my very close friend. I called him and I said, please, I need 50K. I sent him a message. At the time, it was even Abuja. He called me. He called me immediately. I was like, bro, you need 50K. Are you okay? Because this is my closest friend, and he's asking. He was wondering why I would borrow 50K. He sent me 100K, and he said I shouldn't pay back because that was how credible I was. Then I grew from that to owing 6 people at the same time, 7 people at the same time. At some point, I even had to take.
And all this money you borrow to gamble.
Yes, now I had to borrow. I first lost millions of my funds, and this is how it works, right? When you start gambling, again, the addictive games are the virtual games. When you start gambling, it all starts when you win big. Do you get? When you win big, the big wins. You're so excited about it. Now guess what? You start losing. When you start losing, you start chasing your losses. Oh, I lost 1 million. Let me make it back. Now, this is what the game does to you. The game makes you believe that you understand it.
Not true, cool.
So it's more like, so that's what I'm talking about, the aviator games now.
Yeah.
Right? It makes you feel like you can predict it. And it's at some point you are predicting and it's working. Then at some point you lose it. Nothing is working anymore.
You lose big when you lose.
You lose big. Remember, I lost millions. Right? I lost millions. I borrowed money. I started feeling so entitled. I have just one sister, and I started asking her for money. She was wondering that you've not borrowed
and you were
money
working
in 10 years. My salary, the day it comes, it goes. Do you get? So at that time, I just knew that, this is a problem. And I had to go around to check, how many organizations are actually even helping this problem? And I found out that not a lot of organizations, right? Again, you spoke about suicidal, right? I was suicidal. At the time, I even took a substance. I was rushed to the hospital by my girlfriend. And that was how I knew that, you know what? This is a mess. Like, this is a mess. And the interesting thing is, at the time, nobody knew. Even my mom didn't know about it. Nobody knew about it. But I'm happy to talk about my story. But this is me here now, like pushing gamble pause. And the interesting thing is, I didn't get the sort of support we are giving people. I wasn't exposed to it.
You
I actually
alone?
like, what do you say?
You were alone? You felt alone?
Yeah, I felt alone, and I wasn't aware that there were organizations that, there was at the time, but the awareness was not there. There was not a lot. Again, if they were well funded, everybody would know about them. I would know about them, right? So that was the thing at the time. But I now grew on, more like I recovered while I started started Gamble Pause. So it was like a process for me, healing process for me. So on that journey, when I started the organization, when I started recording videos, speaking to people, we got psychologists, I started growing, started knowing more about this problem. Also understanding that there were a lot of people facing this problem as well, because everybody's silent about it. Everybody's quiet about it. So I just realized that, again, I was not alone. There were a lot of people in this space.
So you see, Nigeria is a very complex yet blessed country. We love our country. But we cannot also not say that it is not a religious country, a deeply religious country. We are such a deeply religious country, yet gambling thrives. 65 million daily. That's an alarming rate, if you ask me. You think, say, the religious leaders or the faith leaders are not being vocal about it enough. Because whether you like it or not, they get influence. And the numbers when they feel influence, say, you know what, this gambling, let's revisit this issue. Do you think that's the issue? Yeah,
so part of the problems we're having is stigmatization. And Islam, gambling is forbidden. But they don't even want to hear it. But they don't talk about it. Even in some northern states and some Islamic states, gambling is illegal. Right? And so there's a sort of stigmatization that comes with it, where if you're gambling you in these regions, you don't want to talk about it because a lot of people would feel like you're irresponsible.
Yeah.
Do you get? Again, a lot of Christian groups believe that it's immoral to indulge in gambling activities. Mm-hmm. And that's why a lot of people don't even want to voice out or talk about their problems. So to the religious leaders, they are not even aware. Some of them are not aware that it's a problem.
A problem.
Again, because the reason why a lot of people are not even aware that there's something, I'm sure a lot of people are not even aware of gamble pause. A lot of people are not even aware that some people are struggling with gambling addiction. Do you understand? That's because it's invisible.
Because person could just think, say, why would you want to kill yourself because of gambling or debt, you know?
Yeah, so I believe that because of the stigmatization that comes with it, a lot of people just keep to themselves. A lot of these religious leaders are not really aware, do you get, that this is becoming a problem.
That's why they're not talking about it as much,
I believe. But there's this pastor that's been interviewing people about it. I think Femi Lazarus.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was a time that he has like people out wear their mask, right? So he's the only one that I've seen, because just go on YouTube, read about, just type gambling addiction, and maybe it just add Femi Lazarus to it. You see some things where he talks about gambling. A part of me feels like, I don't know, I don't have facts, but the way he talks about it, there are sometimes he even preaches about gambling. It feels like he probably would have experienced it before, or someone close to him has experienced it before, because you need to have felt it to come out and talk about
and
it.
be
Right. Do you
passionate
understand?
about it.
Exactly. And that is why we started Gamble Pause, right? I wanted to set up a laundry. I wanted to travel. I wanted to do so many things. Nobody told me that I was going to be doing Gamble Pause. What's Gamble Pause? I never dreamt about it. But when I felt it, I was like, no. This is what I was called for.
You see this gamble thing, it be like hypertension. You know, see, they call hypertension silent killer. People do not know that it is a problem.
Right.
And the reason is also because we don't streamline gambling to betting, you know. But as you talk, life in itself, na gamble. Even Don Jazzy talk recently, say, music, na gamble. One upcoming artist been they ask him, say, now we her EP already, she don't know how she go promote her. Now he respond to her, say, because she called Don Jazzy, say, Don Jazzy, be like, say, go help me. Now Don Jazzy can say, even music, na gamble. It can't bring me back to one major gamble where majority of people practice. If you don't know, say na gamble.
Which one?
Remember the time where MMM come out?
Rag Starly.
Put 50,000.
I don't gamble before. Let me
remember say me says don't gamble.
I don't do MMM. It dey exciting because even my friends, my own close friends, they cash out for MMM. And there are some of my friends who also lose out. But you see Rag Starly.
I don't even know that. I mean,
Rag Starly, I know say at the time, now Davido sponsor, like I was an ambassador.
Yeah.
My own person tell me, say, see the amount where I cash out now, that kind of thing. I put my money there. It was when I put my money.
Now so it be.
That I can.
Now so it mean that Christmas period. Now it puts. Make I not even talk the money. I put the money where I put. They expect double fold. Now that time, 90 crash. So when you talk, say all of us at some point in our life don't gamble. So the issue now where I want maybe really address, when we touch this aspect of gambling, we know they talk. This aspect of gambling, we really talk about. Because these online platforms, they put 10,000 to get 20,000 in 24. But people don't know, say, nah, gamble did they do. Before you know, now you don't, because I heard of a church. They shall use, that's how we MMN, the tribe. My pastor, the pastor.
Your pastor, you didn't go to church.
No, so it was a story that I saw. Pastor used the money for building project, put for MMM. That's a period in my own. That time my own crash. As in the thing crashed. So they no come build again. They had to start raising the money from the scratch. So imagine the impact that kind of thing will get. He did it with the right intention. In intention, I will say, if I double this money now, maybe this building project would be faster.
So what are all those, I mean, as you said, the other ones,
unsaid gambling.
We're not too popular like that.
So for the Ponzi schemes you spoke about, MMM, I think there's
Rackstally.
This is the first time I'm hearing of Rackstally. I believe that those are Ponzi schemes, right? So that's so there's a mechanism of how that works. Ponzi schemes, you put this to get this interest on it, right? And that's why it's called Ponzi scheme. But I believe it's different from gambling, right? Because again, you can always say that they are all on one umbrella, right, which is gambling.
That one we have for Ibadan.
I don't know if you remember the name, but I don't know what this about.
Okay.
Yeah, but one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people have lost value for hard work. But we all need to understand that we can't win. We can't always skyrocket or dive into wealth. We need to build something.
It's a process.
There's always a process to accumulate wealth.
So are you saying that?
There's always a process.
So for Gamble Pulse now, are you calling for the total banishment of gambling?
So I can't.
Or it is the addiction, or how are you targeting it? What angle?
So for us, we're just promoting responsible gambling. So this is our core mission and these are our values. Gamble Pulse is a non-profit organization promoting responsible gambling, advocating against underage gambling, and providing help and support to people struggling with gambling addiction. But how are we going to do that? We are looking at partnering up with people, speaking to even the operators and the regulators. Interestingly enough, there was this initiative set up by Lagos State Lottery Authority, where it's called Safe Play Initiative, where players can go in.
I think even Oyo State has it too.
Yeah, really? So no, I think it's just Lagos State. They just even launched it. Yeah, I was at the launch. And I believe that was a very good initiative, right, where players can go lodge their complaint, and also it's also going to be like a sort of self-exclusion tools where players can go lodge complaints, and on that platform they are being referred to other organizations or healthcare providers to help them on their recovery process. So we can't push for a total punishment of gambling. All we can do is promote responsible gambling, right, and ensure that people gamble the right way. Again, one thing that we are going to focus on this year, 1 month ago, we celebrated 1 year anniversary. The next year, that's going to be our 2nd year in the industry. There are 2 things we are going to push for. Firstly, we need to ensure that we protect the children. We ensure that the children stop gambling. People demographic between ages 12 and 16 shouldn't indulge in gambling. And how are we going to do that? We want to speak to the regulators and tell them to set up robust age verification platforms and options where players can upload their government issued identity cards, right, so as to curb underage gambling. Because we went to 5 schools in January and I was sad when I saw children between 11 and 15.
Is it not because the regulations are not putting stiff penalties enough? So I think the issue they inside the regulatory body too.
So
we need to also speak about the regulatory body.
Yeah, so again, the regulators are trying their best. They are trying their best. They're promoting responsible gaming. Again, if you go around, you see billboards by Lagos State Lottery, right? They've mounted billboards talking about saying no to underage gambling, and also funded some campaigns in some remote areas, going to schools and promoting responsible gambling. But this is something we need to do, and we just have to keep talking about it. Raising awareness about it, let people understand that children shouldn't be gambling, right? And it's something we really need to focus on.
Just one more question. To get a gambling license for Lagos, how much is it?
I think it's about 100 million.
Are you sure it's 100 million? I think
So
it's
again,
more.
I'm not-
100 million is for if you want to get tickets now. Be waiting.
No, 100 million. I think it's about. You see, it was at some point. I think it was 50 million. I think now it's 100 million. So it's between 100 or more 50 million. Again, it's the regulators. That's not my field.
Okay.
The number of people they affected mentally, physically, financially from gambling. Me, I go to say that money will go invest them for something else.
Abi.
Because it is sad when you hear and listen to some of these stories. Man go carry money we supposed to use feeding family, go put them for gamble. Make I tell you right now, say gamble no be the escape from poverty. If they find quick money, if I put 10 naira, no be the escape from poverty. We need to take our life seriously, and no be through gamble we want to win. That's the truth. People they in debt, serious base they on top people's head because say they borrow money to bet. I beg, no be that kind of person. Now why we won't talk about this thing? Now why we talk about them? And now why this initiative self they on ground, especially for people where they deal with betting addiction, because I think they need help and they don't know who to run to. You don't see them now. You don't come tell you say if you run to their rehab center. Funnily, if you can't do for Yaba, no, Yaba right or Yaba left.
It was strategic. Now you Yaba look.
So we had to pick somewhere very central, and our location was not just we just picking that space because. Again, Yaba left was close by. Our location was actually data driven.
Yeah.
We just figured that we were getting more calls in that area, and we believe that it's
because you are there around there.
And University of Lagos,
Unilag.
It won't take us
very
very
central.
All right, thank you so much, Ladipo Abiose. We really do appreciate what they do because, as my friend and co-host talk, gambling is a serious issue for this country. 65 million, over 65 million, they gamble every day. This is the opportunity where you and I get to ensure, we say no to reckless gambling and let's all be responsible. Is also to call out the regulatory bodies to tighten it up to ensure, underage. They gamble, even spiritual leaders too, choke mouth inside the matter. On behalf of Lahore Talk podcast executive producers and directors, we want to say thank you and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, my dear brotherly and sisterlies. I beg, the small money where you make, no go put her inside pits because if they try, make them bigger. They work like that. I know say you get an way, you don't win, you happy. That wins if you won't on double up. Please, gambling kills. Then they go tell you for any other place. I go tell you for here, it kill.
Yes. So.
You don't hear his story. He's been this suicidal at some point. And we know on me that issue of gambling be the reason where they lost friends, family, loved ones every now and then. So thank you once again for this initiative we don't create.
Yes, so and then we know a lot of people go want to share their story, their experience, maybe in a friend, maybe now you say you be anonymous. I beg send them, put them for our comment section on YouTube at Lahore Talk podcast and make sure you share the conversation because this one is educative, informative, insightful conversation where everybody in your household supposed to hear. We are on all social media platforms at Lahore Talk Podcast.
And so it be, as I talk for the beginning, waiting you allow to enslave your mind, very soon you go imprison your body. My name is Vic Riches.
And my name is Baby Sasa.
I beg, talk.